Welcome to Tech Talks. Our IT edition today is focused on Splunk ITSI Content Pack for Microsoft Exchange. Tech Talks is a series of short webinars that are deep dives for technical practitioners. We value you, our customers, and want you to continue in your Splunk journey. Our experts help create these best practices, and we want you to leverage them in your daily role. I'm going to present today getting the most out of Microsoft Exchange and Splunk ITSI with you in this Tech Talks IT edition. My name is Todd DeCapua. I'm a Senior Field Solutions Engineer here at Splunk, and I'm excited to share with you information about Splunk ITSI content packs, and specifically a recent one that we've created and made available to you, our customers, around Microsoft Exchange. As you can see, here's my email address, my Twitter handle. You'll be able to find me out on the Splunk blog as well as on LinkedIn. Look forward to connecting with you as you wish. As we're going to talk about, there's a couple things I wanted to touch on in our agenda. First, does Exchange have you down, or Exchange got you down? This is something that I've experienced in my career, and why I was thrilled to be able to develop this content pack along with the team here at Splunk. So again, specifically covering off on Splunk ITSI and the content pack for Microsoft Exchange, and getting into some more of the details of what is there for you from a technical perspective, ease of use and simplicity in getting this set up quickly. Then we're going to focus on a demo of this specific content pack for Microsoft Exchange and provide you with a number of additional resources so that you can get started now. So as we think about Exchange got you down, there's a number of different items here that I've listed out, as you can see. And really what it comes down to is how is it that you can gain insight across your Exchange environments, getting results in minutes across all the different personas, whether it be your stakeholders or technology operations. So you can see who I've got listed out here, really thinking about a broad view across all personas. So again, could be someone within the security organization, IT or IT operations, DevOps, SREs, admins, platform personnel, looking at a business owner, business leader, an analyst in the business, and many, many more roles. As you will start to see this, it'll become clear as to the why around that. Also, how is it that you have insights into those critical business flows and functions that depend on Exchange? Again, knowing email, calendaring, several of the other feature functions within Exchange, and how perhaps many of your critical business flows and business functions are now depending upon Exchange and its ability to function, not only from a performance perspective, but also availability. Next, as we think about limited to no visibility or awareness, again, this is something that I've experienced in organizations before. I'm sure it's something you're experiencing today, but there's just not a real visibility or awareness into the performance or availability of your Exchange environment. The results, you can see in our next line, tends to be a rather reactive style and nature in your organization. Some things might be delayed, so being able to understand the what and the why may be slow to find and fix the issue. Sometimes these are often surprises in your organization, especially thinking about the critical business flows and functions that depend on Exchange, and the occasional "oh no" can be heard as it would relate to those critical business flows and functions. Another area that when creating this content pack that I thought about was, well, as organizations today are on Exchange but migrating to Microsoft 365, you would want to be able to see, again, how many mailboxes, how many users, how many, whatever those metrics or activities that you're interested in are happening today versus tomorrow. And again, that's as you are in our last item here, resource management and allocation of those resources. So whether we're talking about hardware and infrastructure or data center or people or budgets, again, being able to have these insights across all of your Exchange environments will provide you with the ability to better resource manage and allocate and budget and planning, etc. So again, that's starting with Exchange got you down and some more insights in that area for you. Next, again, Exchange results. So whatever it is that you're working on, the speed and time and value to results is critical. So again, minutes to install and configure, out of the box solution, and delivered directly to you. So whether you're on-prem, on cloud, again, all of this is available to you. The work that we have done, we have packaged up 64 services, over 300 KPIs and 3 glass tables, all into this content pack and out of the box delivered to you. Again, you need this now is my funny little tagline in the upper corner, but as an engineer, I like to have a little bit of fun too. Simplify, getting Exchange data in and get results in minutes. So this was something critically important to us as we looked at some of our design principles for this ITSI content pack. Again, we wanted to make it very simple for you to get this data in and being able to get results in minutes. On the left-hand side, you can see this may be your organization today, looking at many different screens, many different tools, again, trying to make sense of all of it fairly quickly. But you can see underneath some of the core elements that we're bringing into play. On the right-hand side, this is a screenshot of one of our it's the executive overview glass table for Microsoft Exchange. And again, this is near real-time data that's coming in. You can see trend history across all the critical areas. But again, we'll look at that in more detail. Some of the data that's available, again, you can see I've tried to summarize as much as I can, but in the bottom right corner, you will say it says a lot more. Well, we will start to get into what does that a lot more actually mean, and most importantly, what does a lot more actually look like. So this is the segment where we transition to the demo. Again, this is that same screenshot and what I wanted to be able to share with you. But what my hope is from this demo is you're able to gain some immediate insights from your Microsoft Exchange environments using this content pack. I want to prove to you how to get these results in minutes, leveraging this Splunk ITSI content pack now, and enabling you and your customers to reduce downtime, increase your productivity, and most importantly, maximize performance and availability across your Microsoft Exchange installations, servers, hosts, you name it, you're going to get immediate insights into all of those pieces. So with that, let me go ahead and transition into our demo. As we get started, again, I mentioned the blog and the availability there. Here's a link to the blog, and you can see this is my profile within the blog. I got a couple more here coming soon. You'll see that there's also the link to the blog post. So this is the one specifically for Microsoft Exchange and Splunk ITSI. Again, a lot more detail in here as we would scroll down. And the other piece I wanted to make sure that you're aware of is within the Splunk docs, you'll see a lot more detail about all of the Splunk ITSI content packs. This link specifically takes you directly to the About the content pack for Microsoft Exchange. And again, you can see some of the details here as we look through what is available within this documentation. So again, we talk you through about the content pack, the release notes, install and configure using the content pack, the dashboard reference for the content pack, as well as a KPI reference for the content pack. And again, remember, I told you there is 64 services and over 300 KPIs. So again, critically important that we have this well documented and easy for you to use. But when you get into the install and the configuration, again, you will see the steps laid out for you here, the prerequisites identified. So again, this is all of the detail to make it very simple for you to be able to install and configure this quickly and get that data in with little to no effort, literally in minutes. So as we now pop into the content pack, I am in one of my environments. I am in ITSI. And as you come into ITSI, one of the things people often see first is Service Analyzer. And what we're showing here are the top 50 services. As we scroll down, we'll go ahead and see the top 50 KPIs. And you can see how these are reporting in. We're also showing the trends. You can see the names of each of those KPIs as well as the services. Any of these you can click on, get directly into more detail. Again, one click and you get results. Actually, you're getting results right here, and this is just the landing page. Another way that I and many of our customers like to look at this is if you click right here, you'll see the tree view. That's what we're showing here. If you wanted to zoom in a little bit closer, what you'll see is we have MS Exchange here at the top, and then there's going to be 4 major areas that you're going to see as we've organized this. So client access, transport, legacy clients, as well as mailbox, and then we've added a lot of base metrics as well. So there's 5 kind of top level tree items, and then from there you can see everything comes down. You will see performance as well as availability on each of those to make those available, and you'll see why we've done that in a moment. Next, if you were to look at the glass tables within ITSI, you can see that we ship with 3 of these. So there's an executive overview, a functional overview, and a system overview. These are just the different versions as we've developed and deployed these. We've made available. Again, your versions may look different upon when you download, but again, these are the ones that I'm showing right now. As we get into the glass tables, this is the executive overview. And the way that we've designed this view is the 4 main areas of Exchange. Again, mailbox, client access, hub transport, and legacy clients. And the 2 main areas of availability and performance. So again, with one single head-up display, I can see the availability and performance of each of those 4 key services along with my overall health. As you would look below that, what you can see are these are the next level down. So for mailbox, there's 4 next level downs: calendar attendant, mailbox attendant, the information store, and mailbox database. You can see the same type of feature function here for client access, the same for hub transport, as well as legacy clients. As we would then scroll down to the bottom, what you'll see is these are some of the base metrics. So as you think about all of your Microsoft Exchange environments and being able to have that quick roll-up view, I want to see what's going on in the network, memory, compute, disk, and other areas. Each of these you can see straight away, but again, this being that Exchange executive overview glass table. One of the other things that we've done here is as you would click into any of these, so for example, OWA is at 70%. I'd like to know why. So I click there. What this will go ahead and open then will take me directly into that view. And as this is loading, you can see there's 4 KPIs that we have there for OWA, or Outlook Web Access. And then you can see here some of the issues, and actually this average search time is up, and it's, wow, huge, 81,000 milliseconds. So again, 81 seconds for the average search time within OWA. That could likely be an issue. You can see that it's rating high here, but again, that's a very simple example of how we go from this executive overview dashboard, single click, given this result of 70%, and be able to get immediately into those detailed results. The other 2 glass tables, this one being more of a functional view, so again, you can see the same 4 elements across the top. These are the 4 main functional areas of Exchange, as well as that roll up here. And then as you scroll down, this is availability and performance in the bottom left, as well as any base metrics that we have here on the bottom right. As we then move on to the Exchange system overview, you can see what we've done is move those functional areas to the bottom, but we've brought availability and performance right up to the front and the top. In the middle, we've got base metrics, and the way these are organized, again, I'm told very easy for someone within IT operations, as an example, to see here's everything that's going on here. Again, that same click-through capability that I shared with you on the executive overview glass table. There's 3 other sections that I want to highlight quickly for you. One is the infrastructure overview. section, and here you can go by entity type as an example. And what I've done then is I'm now viewing these different entities that we have available. In this example, we have an entity called Microsoft Exchange Host, and in this environment we have 26 entities coming in right now. As we would look into something called episode review, this may be something you're used to looking at, maybe in a little bit of a different tool, but shipping with IT Service Intelligence from Splunk is episode review. Why is this critically important for your organization? Again, this is the 65 minutes is the average time to resolve the issue. Episodes by severity are listed out for you. Right now, there's a 40% by leveraging Splunk AI and ML that we're able to save as far as that additional chatter or items that we're finding for episodes that are happening. These are the number of acknowledged episodes, and then this is the average amount of time or the mean time to acknowledge an episode. So again, as you would look at this, think of this as a dashboard to be able to view kind of from time that an episode is identified to when is it resolved, to what are those by severity, to what's the noise that's being taken out, to what is that percentage acknowledged. Again, a lot of power in this. The other piece is, as you would click on these, you can see that some of these have already been acknowledged. Some of these are already new. So we could come in here and work these items. We could acknowledge them. That will go ahead and update this number as well. And then across the averages. So again, as we would hit refresh, you'll go ahead and see this updated. So again, think of this as kind of like that operations dashboard. So now we have 50% of these have been acknowledged. And as we would come into, let's see, this is the one we just looked at. So this is now marked as in progress. So there's a number of different things we can do. We can change the level of severity. We can also change the status. We could assign this to someone else. And we can also take actions on this. So maybe you want to share this episode with someone else. You want to add in a reference link to this episode. You want to link this to a ticket in another system that you have, or you want to ping that specific host and see what happens. You have a script that you want to run. So again, you've already seen this episode before, you know what needs to be done. You've got a script you want to run. You simply click here, be able to run that. You want to send an email to somebody with this episode attached to it, or you have some automated orchestration and you want to send this to Phantom to be able to execute. So again, all of this at your fingertips from this episode review. The last area I just want to touch on briefly, I'd mentioned there are 64 services that ship within this. There's over 300 KPIs. So again, as we would look through these different services, you can see the KPIs and the numbers of each of these as we would go down. All here and available to you. Again, to get to that, it's very simple. Configuration services. These are available out of the box. If you want to add more, excellent. If you want to turn some off that you're not interested in seeing, you simply come in here, disable them, save it, and that's done. Again, data will not be showing up on your service tree, any of your KPIs, etc. So that's kind of a quick view into some of the major components and the way that many people use this capability. I guess if I was sitting here at my service tree, one of these scenarios that we could walk through is we can see that there's something going on here with base metrics logical disk. As we look quickly at this, we can see that free megabytes is critical. We only have 4 meg available on one of these machines. This is the host that's having the issue specifically. So again, as we would click on that, this is going to now move us into that infrastructure overview. We can do a little bit more of a detailed event data search if we would like. Again, these are the raw events that are coming into us. Also on the right here, you can see that, again, here's the entity title. So this is the host. Entity type is a Microsoft Exchange host. As we scroll through, you can see the other services and the other KPIs that are monitoring this same host and what those results are. So again, the objective is all of this, one click on one screen for you to be able to very quickly see what's going on with that one specific entity and if there's multiple items. Maybe you want to drill in for some other advanced analytics. Again, we can see what is available to you. So for example, maybe you want to pull memory, you want to pull disk, you want to pull some of the processor pieces. Again, all of these can load. If you want to do, is that over the last hour? Is it over the last 24 hours? So you can, again, select whatever that timeline is you would care about. As I scroll over this, be mindful to see how the count is changing on each of these items as we kind of go across. So again, now we're able to see over time how is it that these are correlating. And again, this is fully customizable to whatever you would want and however you would want to view that to get down to root cause, specifically what's going on that host. Um, but again, even before we got into that, you could clearly see what the issue was. Right at this level, again, we've got 3 megabytes on this host, which is the critical issue. So that's one example that we like to kind of look at here. Another one could be OWA. So I know this is oftentimes a critical item for organizations. And again, we had a chance to go ahead and see that OWA average search time was up. Again, now it's running at about 80,000 milliseconds. And we can see it is associated with just one of these hosts. So we could click into that and to get into some more detail there to understand the whys and the whats of what's going on there. So again, my intent here was to kind of do a quick demo of the Splunk ITSI content pack for Microsoft Exchange. Hopefully you've felt that's been great information for you. Again, you can see how very quickly this helps you to reduce downtime, increase the productivity across your team and many of your stakeholders and customers, as well as maximizing performance and availability across all of your Microsoft Exchange resources. So as we kind of go towards wrap up here for this tech talk, but before we do, I wanted to share the quick resources available to you as you're continuing your journey. You can see that I have 4 major sections here, and the training and certification section, the 3 that I've highlighted, one is specifically using Splunk IT Service Intelligence, then we have an implementing Splunk IT Service Intelligence, and then of course the courses for IT Service Intelligence administrators. That takes you directly to the training and the certification specific to Splunk IT Service Intelligence. As we move into number 2, we look at documentation. The first one here takes you to that section I already showed you, the Splunk Docs for Splunk ITSI Content Pack for Microsoft Exchange. The second one is more just general about Splunk IT Service Intelligence. And the last one is an overview of Splunk IT Service Intelligence Content Packs and the content library. So again, highly recommend you check that one out. You'll see all of the different IT Service Intelligence content packs, as well as a newer feature that's out called the Content Library, and how that makes it even more simple for you to be able to adopt these capabilities. I've included 3 different e-learning videos. The first one is a very quick, just under 5-minute Splunk ITSI content pack for Microsoft Exchange overview. Then the next 2 videos are some of my favorites, one being the Welcome to the Data Age, and the last one being What is Splunk. And then in the 4th section here, I've got blog posts, specifically the one that I shared with you already, and this one being for the Microsoft Exchange content pack. Now, I wanted to make sure that you do not forget that we have an incredible community of Splunk users on our community site. You can search through the Splunk Answers section. Specifically, you could search for ITSI and continue the conversation for this talk within those discussions, or look at the Splunk Tech Talks at splunk.com/tech talk, where you will find all of the additional resources. And finally, there's Splunk Ideas. This is where you can submit new product enhancements or vote on current ideas from other customers. So again, highly encourage you to go out and have a look at all 3 of these resources, enabling you to continue the conversation within the Splunk community, and really some great resources for you to leverage there. The next one I wanted to get into is Trust Radius. So are you enjoying ITSI? Well, we'd love to hear your story, and please leave us a review on trustradius.com. And again, highly encourage you. It just takes a few minutes, but this is how we get feedback from you, and it goes out to the community so that other people who are thinking about using ITSI and wanting to get some of the values that you've just seen out of this capability and leveraging that in your organization. Lastly, I would just like to take a minute and say thank you. If you haven't heard, Splunk, we're turning data into doing. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedules to join us today. Please tune back in for future Tech Talks. We're excited to share the series with you. Again, my name is Todd DeCapua from Splunk. It's been great to have a few moments with you. Look forward to chatting again soon. Thanks.